We're live. Before I even say anything else, because no one else cares, I'm going to say at the very beginning, the fucking St. Louis Cardinals are tied for first place. Fuck all you non-believers, that's all. Okay, moving along. Peanut, how you doing?
The Cardinals, you're talking about the Arizona Cardinals, right?
Oh, please no. We'll never talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Pat already, the fact that Pat touched
Oh,
just brought their
God, I wish I
down
watched
so
baseball.
much.
No, I'm bound. Now you talking about St. Louis.
Yep.
Is that like, what is that? I need you to break that down. You know, did they start off like low? Yeah, I don't know nothing about baseball.
It wasn't that they started out low. I need to edit something here. Hold on. We're having technical issues.
Oh, okay.
Why am I not surprised?
I thought you were looking at yourself in the mirror and had to edit it.
Please.
You know, like Photoshop. You know how people like doctor themselves up.
So he's photoshopping himself by looking in the mirror.
Okay.
That sounds like playing doctor. It's doing plastic surgery on himself.
That's kind of
Doctor.
No, St. Louis Cardinals, like, it's not that they're bad. So this is where the story all starts. So there's another guy that used to be in the baseball league, but he stopped playing games. Kind of happy he did, because he's like one of those delusional fans. No, Hodge is not delusional. He just says really like off the wall stuff at times.
Delusional stuff.
Yeah, but he's not delusional. Like, he's a realist. So we both hate our manager. We want him to be fired for sure. But he's not good. We both agree on that. We have different levels of what we agree on with him. But this team's not really all that talented. And they've been hovering around just below 500 for most of the season. But the thing is, the Cubs are supposed to be great. They really should have a better record than they do, and they don't. That's why this division is so close. And yep, they went undefeated this week, and that puts them in a tie for first place. So I have to care. Like, I've been trying not to care. I feel like it's like that girl that is like, you know, she'll flirt with you and you flirt back, and it's like she kind of leads you on, and she kind of like leaves you alone for a while. So
and then she leaves you alone.
And you should just be like, I'm gonna move on to somebody else. But you can't help it, because then it's like she'll just shoot you that text, and you start talking again. Like, that's what I feel like this baseball team is like. I just want to quit them, but I can't, because every time I quit them, they start winning.
Teases you.
Nope, the ultimate tease. But you know what? I'll accept that.
You show you a little bit of skin, but not too much skin.
Hell, at this point, I'm like, I don't even need you to take it all off. I just need you to show me just keep what you're doing right now. Keep that. That's enough for me. Just make the playoffs. Anything can happen. That's enough about baseball, though. Everyone's favorite division. I was saying before the stream, I said this is the Madden form of Ghost and Friends, because it's just Ghost and everybody else, but Ghost disagree with this. Peanut laugh like he always does. Ghost, I need to unmute you because I don't. No, you muted yourself. What the heck? I was like, how did I mute him? I wasn't even on my computer.
I was gonna let y'all handle your stuff at the beginning. Come on.
No, like I said earlier on my walk back, this is going to be the quickest podcast of all the divisions, because we know who's winning. We're just trying to figure out 2 through 4. So,
all right.
Welcome, Ghost.
Disclaimer, everybody, before we talk to Ghost. 1, I do not know who's going to win. I do not approve of Sam.
You are a fucking liar.
2, I was not talking about this division before we came on. But welcome, Ghost.
Hello. What's up?
What's up? So,
the Raiders.
What's up is, yeah. So, what came into your decision of picking Oakland Raiders? Why did you go with Raiders at, 10?
Okay, so I had a top 5.
Huh?
It was the Browns,
of course,
the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Texans, and the Jaguars. 3 of them got picked.
Hold on a second. So between the three of us, can we acknowledge that the NFC East, probably from 1 through 4, is the best division in football, and for us as far as owners?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you just make no offense, Astros, no offense, because you know I love you. I love talking to you. I love playing to you. You're my boy.
Have to slide in the division.
But man, if you swap him out for Ghost, that is disgusting. That is fucking disgusting.
It's bloodbath. He's been to a Super Bowl. It would have been everybody's been to a Super Bowl.
Yep. Wow.
And a few of us won. Me and Ghost.
Sorry, Z.
We technically would have 5 out of 9 of the rings.
You know what's crazy? Because Ghost actually PM'd me. Because Dallas got picked right before him. He said, "Man, that was gonna be my pick." I mean, he was like, "What do you?" That division would have been banana.
That's gross. Sorry to interrupt you, Ghost, but I just had to process that verbally. Go ahead.
But basically, it was between the Jaguars and the Raiders.
And what made you pick the Raiders over the Jags? Because the Jags, I love the young talent. They have a lot of young talent you can build. Raiders are loaded team. Jaguars can't be loaded.
The thing with the Jaguars, their best young piece is probably Ramsey, and I never have a star corner because people overpay for him, so I'd be trading him. So it was like, fuck it, why get him? I'm not gonna trade their players. With the Raiders, I knew I was gonna trade Curry away, and I don't like the guy, so it was easy.
You think it's pretty still in stone that Derek's out the door?
Yeah.
So what's your problem with Derek? Like, is it like a personal vendetta, or you don't feel like he's good enough, or like you just feel like you can get great trade value for him and can replace him?
I'm Team Teddy. That's all there is to it.
Oh, well, that was simple.
Well, damn.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, if possible, will be my quarterback.
Want a backup quarterback as your starter?
He an MVP candidate in my hands.
MVP or what?
The league. I'm dice up. I keep believing Chris Harris.
Oh god. Okay, so we got into how you got the Oakland Raiders. So tell me one of the things you would miss most about your old Minnesota Vikings team, besides Teddy, because you talked about him a little bit.
He was probably about to say that.
He was. That's why I had to come.
My linebackers, because these linebackers are kind of ass. I'm not counting Clomac because Clomac will be playing end because I run a 30.
What Smith?
Playing the end.
What, Bruce Irvin?
He's all right, but he's poor man's Anthony Barr.
Mm.
I think my starting middle linebacker and outside linebacker is like a 70 and a 60 right now.
So basically, you shitting on Oakland linebackers. That's pretty good because you had some dominant linebackers.
It's not even dominant. Just Eric Kendricks was an 80 and Barrs was really good.
Yeah, he was overrated, but you had him at like a 90 something. He was ridiculously athletic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Kendricks overall now is better than this.
I thought you were going to definitely say you're running back. I thought that's where you were going to say you missed him off because
I can create a new one. That ain't hard.
Humble much, huh? A little bit of humble pie.
I mean, the old one I have is already pretty good. I mean, Penn's going to retire, but I draft like 3 O-linemen every year, so
with other people,
I can replace them.
Okay, so let's get to the good stuff, the grits and the gravy. So you got we have a few newcomers in your division. We have a few baseball guys. Hold on, I don't want to butcher anybody's name. Give me a second. So we have the Chargers from he was with us the year before he took this year off. But we got the Chargers coming in. That's wasted. I know a little bit about him. I played in his division. We have the new Broncos guy. Hold on, wait. I don't want to butcher his name. I gotta go find it. The Broncos is King, and the Chiefs guy is Pent. So You haven't played, so kind of hard to
Actually,
so
I played Wasted one time, so I might as well say all three. I don't remember it all.
okay, so it's kind of hard to ask that question, so I'm going to ask more so like, what team scares you the most out of that division? Not even user, just straight team. Because you actually have a pretty good division too. Now that I'm looking at it, you have playoff contenders everywhere.
Yeah.
Alright, the team that's most scary is the Broncos, because they still have like 590s.
And they're all cornerbacks.
And it's not even just this season, because I was going to say it either way, but with the new regression, they are not going to be 80-speed cornerbacks. They're still going to be fast.
Yeah, and they're going to last for a while.
Yep, Harrison and Talib will be around for a little while.
I would say the Chargers are probably next, and then the Chiefs.
Oh, you actually fear the Chargers more than the Chiefs?
Just overall, team-wise, the Chargers I feel are more balanced with like a solid corner, Joey Bosa. They got a receiver. They still got Rivers who could throw. O-line's better.
Yeah.
Chiefs. I like the Chiefs because they were in my top 12 teams to pick, but they got some development to do.
So you basically answered that question. So the least worried team you're worried about is the Chiefs, and it's because you feel like because they need to develop their talent, even though they have talent.
Yeah.
I love Marcus Peters, that cornerback. That's one of my favorite corners in the league. He's one of the best ball hawks. But Sam, jump in this and ask this man a question. What about the Super Bowl rings either, please?
I don't want to talk about Super Bowl rings because some of them have my name inscribed in the victories on the way. I'll just
He's gonna be in his Hall of Fame speech when he goes up to have his speech. He's gonna dedicate it to you, and I want to for all the money.
I'll have a tab dedicated to Sammy and Dial.
You know how Jordan called out all the bums that he beat, like that dude who beat him out. So I had to ask you a question, Sam.
You know what? The Eagles and the Chiefs probably have their name on there somewhere too. Just throwing that out there. Mr. Peanut. Anyway. Let's just talk about the AFC in general. What combination of team and owner do you fear the most? I wouldn't say fear the most. What would you say would be the biggest obstacle to you getting back to the Super Bowl outside your division?
The first season, I'd say Fogel, but after the first year, it's Truth.
And why is that?
Once Truth gets the XP on all his superstar development players, it's just going to be stacked.
Truth is the Jaguars, for y'all don't know. So keeping up with you Jaguars. So,
yeah. I predict Jalen Ramsey's going to be like a 95. Fournette's going to be a 90. Miles Jack's going to be a 90. And he's a good player. He can use her well. He's top 5 in the league. Fogel, I'd say year one because he just have a stacked team, and there's not really that much star power in the AFC right now.
So I noticed that you didn't say the Jets. It was kind of shocking.
He doubts himself. I can't name him.
You didn't say year one or year two. That was shocking. Shocking. But,
and I also noticed you didn't mention Berm.
Berm? Is it rude to say that I kind of been owning him the last few times?
Not rude at all.
Like,
True first.
At first, when I first started playing him, it was kind of scary because it was like, alright, he's going to send some random pressure from somewhere, and I don't know where the hell's going. But eventually, it just caught on, and it was nothing.
So, when you say owning, like, not to put words in your mouth, because that's not what I do. So, like, you mean like you're his daddy. So, like, you want somebody to, like, change his name to Goes his son or like
No, that's already reserved by 2 people in the league.
Well, would you like to call him out? Sorry for my rude co-host. But would you like to call that out by name?
Alright,
go ahead.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers owner, Sammy33X, and the Detroit Lions owner, Dylan.
Dylan. Now, let's get into it. We had our little funs and giggles and kicks. So, how do you feel about like Raiders team overall, and how do you feel about this season? Do you feel like you're a Super Bowl contender? Do you feel like you're a playoff team? Like, how do you feel about your team in general, and how do you feel about your season upcoming?
I believe I should be in the Super Bowl. I should win it. But if I don't trade Carr, it might cost me the Super Bowl.
So, I think if I heard you correctly, you said you feel like you should win the Super Bowl. You feel like you will win the Super Bowl. But if you lose, it's because Derek Carr is on your roster.
Yes.
Okay. So
we have bad chemistry right now.
One of the best quarterbacks in the league. They hold you back. It's your favorite to get, according to you?
Yes.
Is it the expectations or?
Not to. I don't like to start any drama on this show because kids watch it. But we had a previous guy come on. He was the not St. Louis. Excuse me, sir. St. Louis native, but he was the Seattle Seahawks, and he said that he feels like he's going to win the Super Bowl. So what do you have to say about that? He was like the only guy who was fine with it. He had his theme music as he's the greatest and everything. So like, how do you feel about that?
Man, that's just an old man reminiscing about the past right there.
Okay, old man, get off my porch.
Yeah.
I understand that.
But not quite that old, like wolf size, but more middle-aged man, yeah.
Life's crisis, his time is up.
Yeah.
He sees a rocket chair in the future.
He just sees his team going down. He's just trying to call back up.
Well, let me ask this question. I have a question. Hold on. Actually, go ahead and ask your question. I need to rephrase it.
Take your time. The spotlight's on you, Sam.
No. Go ahead. I need to rethink this question. I need to form it better.
Okay. So, what's your problem with Derek Carr? Like, exactly. Like, why do you feel like he's not the leader for your team?
Because Teddy's the only leader for my team. He's not Teddy.
I can't with this guy.
So this is on the airwaves now, so you know your quarterback is going to hear this, and he's not going to like what you have to say.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I've told him he's on the block. I've already said what teams are interested in him. I've talked to the receivers about the possible quarterback changes. They like them all. Let's see where it goes.
I have a question. Now, this is different. And also because one of my viewers that's here pretty often is a fan of that team. What is it about having players on that team that are so important to your success? Like, I don't get it. Like, if there was a Kentucky player on your team, would you just kick him off just because he's from UK? Or I don't get it.
I would say what having a Louisville player helps me is that I really want to develop them, so I really try to develop.
Are we talking about develop like Rick Pitino develop? You know, as far as recruiting, or are we talking about on the court development? Like, I need clarification.
Every time I get a Louisville player, I want to make them a 95 overall rated player.
What Sam is asking you is a 95 and what field? Like, is it like the adult industry film or like like what stroke game are they working on?
Well,
wink, know about the parties.
The feedback from the hookers that they're a little weak. They're a little weak. Gotta get that strength upgraded. Stamina, yeah.
For the record, I hope you can beat the shit out of you guys this season too.
Lamar Jackson dropping 60 touchdowns this year.
Oh God, Lamar
And
should
he'll
be a
take
top
that.
pick.
He'll take that L to
He's gonna
Kentucky
go.
again too. Thank you very much.
Wow, that team was dead at the end of the season.
Actually, probably not. I honestly expect Louisville to beat the dog shit out of Kentucky this season.
Quick question. Not to go to college field, but is Lamar Jackson a first round pick?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, just making sure. Because Ghost said
he might not be because
that pause. Like, are you serious? You're gonna say that your boy is not a first round pick?
I think too many teams will start looking at like how the option has sort of died out, and that he still doesn't have the refined passing accuracy and decision making. He's still young though, so I mean, it really depends on what he does this year. I can see him be a late first round pick right now.
I'm just gonna say something I noticed is probably have people hitting my PMs up later. I hate so much that I would say he's like, to me, he's a first round talent. You have Deshaun Watson, who first round talent. I don't understand. It's like on one hand you want quarterbacks that win and make winning plays. On the other hand, you want them to have the mechanics and run a pro style offense. But yet there's so many quarterbacks that go in the NFL that are quote unquote pro ready and play like shit. But you'll pass on guys that are winners that have shown the ability to get it done at the college level with less, and they get drafted later. I just don't understand the logic of GM sometimes. That's all.
Everybody feels lost.
I feel like it's the GM's ego. They see a guy and they just think he could just do it anywhere else. Why not?
The invitation was that?
I don't know.
That was not an old coach.
I try to get like an old like Italian man or some shit. I don't know. Some mobster, bro. Fuck it. Moving on.
Oh God. The floor is yours, isn't it? Oh, go ahead, Sam. Sorry about that.
Tell us a little about how do I like this? So I'd said that you're obviously a top 3 player, top 2 for me, Ghost.
Whatever.
I mean, whatever. Man has multiple.
If I'm top 2, that means I'm 2. Who's one?
I'm giving myself leeway here. I'm just saying. I think we all can agree that he's top 2. That's what I was referring to.
One, Sam.
Huh?
Who's one? It goes to ask you a question.
I'd have to say right now it's neck and neck between Ghost and Hodge, and since Ghost has been more successful, I'd have to say Ghost. But some people would argue that Hodge is better, so that's why I said top 2. Hell, I don't know. I'm not everybody else. It's just my opinion. I said you're number 1 for now. We'll see how I feel at the end of Madden 18.
I didn't say anything. I'm not questioning you.
Okay.
I don't have Ghost or Hodge in my top 5, but continue.
Damn.
Straight up liar. Anyway.
Their stroke games is whack.
Well, Hodges might be because it's been a while, but nah, I think Ghost still putting in the work. That's kind of awkward.
Talking about stroke.
That was really awkward. Sounded like how our chat.
I didn't realize we changed it back to Madden. Sorry, guys.
Anyway, I also say that Ghost is one of the top GMs in Madden. Clearly, I think.
He's really good.
You got that master trade negotiator trait. Kind of walk us through. You don't have to get into details because I don't want you, giving away your secrets. But what goes through your mind as far as trades? Whether it's a player that you want, a player you're trying to get rid of, just like kind of the basic thing you look at when you try to make trades.
I always trade a guy that I'm actually looking to get rid of. Either he's about to make too much money and I don't want to pay his ass no more, or I just don't like him. And what I look for, I usually get like a solid player that I don't need to develop anymore, and then like two young guys that look like 70s might be a decent backup for some people, but I always turn those guys into 80s and 90s. And that's why all my trades look like I raped the other guy.
So, you're basically saying that what people say about you raping is not true.
It's not true at all.
It's not true in the beginning.
I honestly feel like
over, you feel dirty.
Damn near every trade I've made, I might be getting less than I should. Except that Cowboys trade. I honestly, I did get a lot too much on that, honestly. It was Joe Hayden, Harrison Smith,
Can I
and a rookie center.
tell you a story on that? So, it was like making a trade or whatever. It was a hilarious trade. It was pretty even. He told me like when he was about to trade. Funniest thing is he PM'd me. He said, I don't know what just happened. I said, what are you talking about? Got denied? He said, no, I think I got a first round pick because I don't know why he added it. So they had a trade, and he said big time just like flipped it up like, I'll give you this first. Just go through
Wait, I think I remember this trade a little bit more now. It got denied initially, and they were like throwing a draft pick, and I went to big time, and it was like, fine, here's my first. And then he had a bad season, and like he just kept going. And I told him I would trade him his pick back, so he kept tanking. I think so. It just worked out. And then we get to the off season. I can't trade his pick back to him. I would have had Tyron Smith if I could.
His message I've ever got because he was legit confused about how he just got this. He really was like, I think I just got it first. I asked him how. He said, I don't know. I didn't even want it. I was just like, you just got it first. He said, I didn't ask for it. I wasn't going to ask for it. He tried to interrupt him. Like, take my first.
Damn. I never knew that. That's depressing. But like you say, like on paper, like it's gonna be different for me when I look at trades because now I obviously have to pay attention to everyone's trades. On paper, like I went back and looked at some of the trades. On paper, they look fine. It's like there's nothing that would be a red flag as if to say no, but it's his play after that. Basically, it's like an MLB when you trade for prospects. You don't know what the potential of these guys will be. But then it's it's almost like for Ghost, they all turn out to be stars or solid players. And then you look at the other team like, why did you give all that up? But at the time, it seemed like a great move to make. You can't argue it.
But seriously, you can't look at trades like that because if prospect and they're not like rated highly, you can't deny a trade because of that. Like, definitely. Like kind of like what Ghost said. In the beginning, it might even seem like in the beginning he's giving up more, but towards the end, as he develops them, it turns lopsided, and that's just a credit to his development team, like his quarterback coach and everybody. They get their guys ready to play, so that's just shouts out to the development team.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
can't really add anything to that.
But that big time trade was hilarious.
It may have been hilarious. Well, I can't say it was hilarious because it's like I just look at it. It's like the way I felt with that trade is the way I felt when Gasol got traded to the Lakers. Like how the rest of the league felt like, wait, what the fuck? Because on paper, I mean, if you look at it, they got Marc Gasol back, and that they got added cap space so they could re-sign Zach Randolph. So at the end of the day, was it a terrible trade for them? No.
Yes, it was.
At the end of the day, no. At the time, for the Lakers, hell yeah.
Yeah, Paul Gasol good. I don't know how he ended up in LA. Us to this day, I'm still whatever conspiracy. But
first of all,
I don't want to talk about Kobe.
That's just awkward getting traded for your brother.
I know, right? That's so weird.
Yes, because I'm real competitive. It's not awkward for me. I would be excited. I got traded for you. You're not that good. I was trash dog. Like I'm better than you. Life.
But it's just like, what if they were talking trash at dinner like the week before? Like, my team's better. Now fuck you. Then they get traded. What do they do now?
Oh, was it? Marcus was never on the Lakers, so he would never say the Lakers were better. I think he was overseas at the time, so they like kind of like. So he was like, yeah, we're in Spain. My Spanish glaros are better than your grid. Chris Paul was like, yo, what are you talking about?
Oh man, Marcus All looked like a trash shot.
Marcus All was fat back then. So
True.
he's not. You come on now.
He slimmed down.
He's fat.
I'm gonna be nice.
That what?
There's something else that I want.
I didn't watch basketball back then.
You didn't miss much. Not missing much now. There's something that I wanted to ask. And I have to get it out my system. So both of you know that I'm a Buccaneer fan. What did you think about the news today?
About time that bomb got cut. They fucked up drafting him in the first place. He's a kicker. Fuck around with sign his ass though.
Let me tell you. See what had happened. Let me set the premise. See what had happened is, I recall, we haven't did a pod in 2 days, everybody. I believe last time we did a pod, me and Sam, we talked about the kicker. We talked about special teams. We specifically talked about the Buccaneers kicker. And we both gave our opinion about how he's going to have a bounce back year, how the Raiders guy had a bad first year, and you just got to keep believing. And we both pretty much said that we feel like he's going to have a good year this year. Wow. What a turn. What a turn of events. He's not even on the team no more. So, like, guess much to believe in anymore. Second.
He'll be back on the team soon.
Not only that, Sam, I don't mind the trade up. We got our guy. What guy? Sam? What?
Tell me who the
Bengals.
I'm sorry, Kansas City. They had the pick. Tell me who they got with the pick.
That's not on the team.
It's not even on the team anymore. Not even on the team anymore. So
at least it wasn't a kicker.
I'm not gonna argue that. I can't argue today. Goldie caught me at a bad moment because RJ's like, you Steve got a bad. So what I said was, Goldie, I'm sorry, kind of. I'm like kind of sorry, but not fully sorry. So what happened was, I didn't fully watch the preseason game, but I saw him miss the extra point, which pissed me off. And then when he missed the field goal, like I looked at my friend like he's done. I'm like, what do you mean he's done? Like he's gonna get cut. I'm like he can't, because like this is your first opportunity to show that you put this behind you, and you come out, you make your first field goal, and then you immediately miss the extra point, miss the field goal, and then talk about the extra point. It was bad luck. What the fuck do you mean it's bad luck? You missed the damn kick. How is that bad luck? So then I got tagged, because of course I knew about it, because as soon as it happened, I typed in chat, I made a Facebook post about it, I tweeted about it, I was happy as hell. Like, good. Get him out. We got Nick Folk, who had a good camp. Sign someone else, because if he starts...
Yeah, you change your views like in a day, because you were just saying get him in the shot, y'all too rough on him.
But he missed. I can't defend you if you keep missing. It's like if you're at work and you keep not performing well. If you can't do your job, you have to go. There's some leeway. Yeah, but if you consistently show that you can't get the job done, you have to go.
I mean, they could have kept letting him go until like they got to a point to where it was just over. But
you know when that happens when you're kicking with the playoffs on the line, and it's fourth or third and 5, and it's like, all right, do we really want to kick the field goal, or do we want to try to get just a little bit closer because we don't have the trust in him, and then Jameis throws an interception or takes a sack or something, because you got to have confidence in the guys you have on the roster, and clearly Dirk doesn't, and I don't blame him. So,
hey, just keep Nick Folk on the roster, situational kicker. Let's go.
No, he's going to be the starter now. Until if he starts messing up too, I'm going to say the same thing. He has to go too. It's been a problem in Tampa for the last 5 years.
thought you were going. I thought great minds think alike. So I thought you were going to read my mind and say what I was going to say because
Which
you
was
kind of touched on it. You were talking about how if the Bucks were like in 4th and 5, I thought you were going to be like, y'all have more confidence in Winston kicking the field goal than I bet.
I was saying I have more confidence in you going for it. It's 4th and goal at the
No, no, no.
4th and goal at the 10.
I want
Go
Winston to
for
kick
it.
the field goal. No, just kick the field goal, Winston.
Hell, Angers obviously can kick punts. Does a good job punting the ball. Hell, try him out at kicker.
You'll see Derek Brooks wants to play kicker, so
Shit, I'd
a
sign
little
him.
more cash.
I bet he'd be Hall of Fame at that too. Man,
At least your special teams have a little bit more tackling on.
I don't know if he can get around anymore. The last time I saw Derek Brooks on the field, he pulled up.
It's either Derek Brooks or a kicker.
Michael Bush running for a 70-yard touchdown.
Michael Bush was that goat. Chill.
Oh,
From Louisville.
I forgot that he was.
His fat ass from Louisville.
Yeah, if he didn't break his leg, he's number 1 all time.
If he didn't break his leg, he would be good, but he wasn't that good.
I thought highly of him when he got drafted, so yeah.
But he did, and then he broke his leg.
I haven't been looking at chat. One of my mods, WOP, he's a Panthers fan. He said he showed he can't kick versus the Panthers last year in both games. You're right, because you missed a field goal. He missed 2 field goals and an extra point the first time we played you guys, and then he made the one to win the game. Which, and even then, I remember Dirk still being mad as fuck that he kept missing all the field goals. It's like, how do you feel about your kicker? Like, he missed early, but he made, like, well, we wouldn't have been in that situation if he just would have made the kicks early. It's your job. Like, well, damn. You only get a pat on the back. And then the other one, one of my viewers, he's a Louisville fan too, said that, talking about the quarterback conversation earlier, college quarterback, said that Tim Tebow's a winner. That hurts.
Tim Tebow, he sucked, but he won. And talk about winning.
See, I need to clarify that because I like immediately when I said that I got mad, but I couldn't say anything because it was like mid conversation. There's a difference when your team wins in spite of your lack of ability, like the Denver Broncos. We play great defense. You complete 2 passes. Luckily for us, that second pass was very important to win the game.
Fourth quarter with 37 seconds to go, he just scored a touchdown.
That's depressing. It's just that defense carried that team, and he got so much credit. Like, this is ridiculous. If I'd have lived in Colorado at the time, I might be in jail right now. It's so frustrating. Just living in San Diego, having to hear about Tim Tebow, I can't imagine what it would have been like in Colorado.
And Tebow would have came to jail, blessed you, and let you out. You don't want them problems. Tebow was Jesus. You don't want them problems.
I'm an atheist. I'll live.
Not if Tebow touch you.
Oh God, what's Tebow now?
Above the waist.
Tebow.
Above the waist.
Tebow. When I hear about Christians touching people, I don't think like that.
I think of popes. I just think I hear anyone touching people, I instantly go to popes. Sorry.
On Penn State, Sandusky, but looky here. We need to get in these divisions.
Temple touching your bank account.
We need to don't start me. So we need to. I don't talk about those on wax. Let's talk about these divisions teams, which we haven't get started on yet.
Okay.
So I want to start off first with these Kansas City Chiefs. Now, baseball guy, so I can't really touch on the way he plays. We'll let that. Chiefs, Chiefs got a good team. Like, we had a debate in the chat about Alex Smith. He's a good quarterback. What is his rating? He's an 81 overall.
Am I going to talk during these phases?
Better than Carson Wentz.
Alright.
Better than Brad Johnson.
Alex Smith is not going to start. They're going to put their rookie quarterback in. They got to get him developed. 97 throw power. Let's get him started.
Alex Smith is starting.
Not starting.
Alex Smith is starting.
He ain't starting.
Mahomes is starting.
Alex Smith has been to the playoffs the last 5 years.
He ain't going this year.
He got a weak arm. 86 throw power.
Good brain.
Got that noodle arm.
It doesn't matter what his brain is in Madden.
You ain't lying about that.
Accurate below 15 yards.
They got a burner on the outside. They need a throw power.
He don't go downtown. He keeps it real local. He's like that local superstar.
Tyreek Hill running deep, bro. They ain't got throw power.
This is why I'm going to agree with Ghost on this. Remember, every time your player, I have to see what his development is first, because that I think would factor in. But anytime a player, you move up one in age, your birthday, it costs more to get those traits. So the sooner you can start working on them, get them when they're super cheap, because it's going to start getting expensive. So feet to the fire, throw it down.
Fine. Patrick's a 76 overall, even though Alex Smith is an 81 overall. Patrick he looks solid. He has a 76 overall. Like Ghost said, he has 7 throw power.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a weapon. I would personally start Alex Smith because I'm about winning today. But I get these guys are going.
I was in the same situation 2 months ago. I had Alex Smith start half the season, and then Logan Thomas just took over. Didn't look back. Actually, I think I gave Alex Smith the start in the playoffs, and I took an L to Dylan. It's my only L.
I think you did, because you asked me who to start, and I said, of course, Alex.
Lost to him.
They got the, as they talked about earlier, Tyreek Hill, the second fastest player on Madden with 97 speed, only behind John Ross, who's a 98 speed. Guy was an absolute burner last year. He was a rookie last year. Came on the scene crazy. He's an 83 overall. Freaking, what is it? 96 acceleration. So when he hits top gear fast as ever, like he's going to be a problem.
Chris Collins got speed too. 93 speed, 92 excel. I'm sure Pat remembers him well.
So actually, it's funny. We're talking about these speedsters, so maybe Patrick is the right guy to have with these speedsters on the outside. Of course, returning is the tight end Travis Kelce, one of the top 5 tight ends in the game. He's like a little baby Gronk, big in size, good blocker. And offensive line only has one guy over 80, which is the right tackle. He comes in at an 81. Offensive line looking a little suspect. But you can say that it's... Oh, no, the center, I apologize, is an 80. Center's at 80. Right guard, 78. Left tackle, 76. So, like I said, the offensive line looking a little suspect. Let's look at this defense. Of course, one of my favorites. They got a very good pass rush. And Justin Houston's a 93 overall. The right tackle, Chris Jones, is 84 overall. Right outside linebacker, Tom Bahali is 82 overall. He's getting a little old, rating going down, but he's still a productive player. Middle linebacker, Derek Johnson, once again, he's 34 years old. He's pretty old, long in tooth, but he's still a productive player. They might have to replace both of those in a year or two, though. Cornerback Marcus Peter, who I love, one of my favorite corners in the league. The guy's a ball hog. He jumps in front of everything and read routes like crazy, like no under. I think he's the best route run reader in the league. Even though he gambles a lot, he can get beat, but I love his game. And of course,
my favorite player on the team. Say it.
He was a defensive player of the year candidate. He didn't win, but he was still, I believe, top 3 in that candidacy. Eric Berry.
Love that man.
Came back from cancer, missed a year, had a hell of a season this year. Put his name right back in the best safeties in the league because people were forgetting about him. Put his name back on the map. I love this guy. One of the best defenders in the league. Playmaker, can do it all. Can play man coverage. Can play the slot guy. Can play middle deep. Like Sam said, one of my favorite players in the league. So, what you think about this team, Sam?
They will have to. It's a transition for them. You have some young players on the defense, some aging players. Same with the offensive line. See what you do with the quarterback position. One thing that will kind of benefit this team a little bit is the fact that you have the speed at receiver. I feel like you can really spread people out with this team on offense. Running backs are capable, no superstar, but you've got a group of quality guys that can be productive. CJ Spiller, again, trying to come back after 2 letdowns in his last 2 stops. You got West, Spencer Ware, capable guys. But I really love the Chiefs secondary. Having Peters, a guy that you, especially now with the ability to shadow receivers across the field, he's going to be on everyone's number 1 receiver, and he has the ability to just completely take that away. Barry on Madden is pretty much like an Ed Reed. He can just covers up so much ground, able to make so many plays in the box, down the field, crossing routes, just does everything really, really well. I do like this team. I know me and Sean talked about it because this is one of the teams that he was looking at as the draft was like kind of going along. This is a really solid team in my opinion.
And to touch on what you said too, with Marcus Peters shadowing, not only just take it away, but the way he plays the ball too. He gets so many interceptions, so like he'll jump in front of one too. Not only just take it away, but he'll change the game with an interception, take it back to the house the other way.
I remember earlier, I know it's not Madden, but I watched the Bucks play the Chiefs. It was a really ugly game. Peters didn't start out the game on Evans. Evans got 2 catches on the first drive. They put Peters on Evans. He didn't have his next catch till the 4th quarter.
I'll say one thing though about this Chiefs team. Their offense, I'm not liking too much. They have Spencer Ware. He's a solid running back. He comes in at the 82 overall. But the offensive line is shaky, which Alex Smith is usually getting the ball out of his hand quick. But looking at these young receivers where they have Hill, they have Conley, they're not route running. It's not defined. So I feel like he's going to need time because they're going to be wanting to go down the field. And I don't know if if they have Patrick in, he's going to want you're going to want to go over the top with that 97 deep pass. So I feel like their offense could have problems because you're not going to have enough time to hold the ball and let these species actually get down the field, which I feel like could cause problems with their offense. But their defense, like Sam said, their defense looks really good.
Yeah, you might have to get creative on offense. Maybe run some screens. Maybe run
bunch
formations to get get confusion in the secondary. Basically, just try to force the defense to have to drop more people back, only rush 4, and not be able to bring 5, 6, 7 guys every play and constantly be in the quarterback's face. Got to find ways to negate that pressure.
That's true too, because even looking last year how they used Hill, they did use him a lot. Where they just wanted to get him the ball, let him use his explosiveness, and just get him in the open field and let him do his work. Use that speed. That's a good point you just made there. Let's look at the next team. We'll look at the newly Los Angeles Chargers.
Ooh.
So we all know they made that move to LA. So quarterback Phillip Rivers comes in at an 84. I think that's a little bit too low. I understand that they've been struggling, but I think Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than the 84 overall. I get it though. His team's been struggling. You got the running back Melvin Gordon, who comes in at an 87 overall. You got the wide receiver Keenan Allen. He's at 89 overall. And tight end Antonio Gates still kicking. I didn't realize he was this good. He has an 87 overall. And the backup tight end Henry Hunter, who was a rookie last year, comes in at an 82 overall with 84 speed. Offensive line, once again, I feel like I'm going to say this all our previews. They have one guy at 80, which is a center, which is pretty good. Let me see what his awareness is.
It
Because
is
he can raise
91.
So he'll raise everybody else, but he has a lot of raising to do because he's the only guy over 80. So I don't know if it's going to help that much. This Chargers line is actually a lot worse than the Chiefs. This is terrible. This is exactly why Phillip stinks. But the offensive line has major problems. Like that needs an overhaul. It needs 4 new guys. Maybe the center can stay. Actually, defensive wise, everybody loves this guy. This guy came on the scene last year. Joey Bosa, one of the best pass rushers in the league, and he's only in his second year. Let's see.
Yeah.
He tackles. They got a Brandon. For the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Rebane. He comes in at an 82 overall. He's more of a run stopper. He's not much of a pass rusher. Let's see who is the linebackers. Linebackers, they have 2. Yep. They got him. They got Jeremiah Atuve. And so he's an 80. He's an 80. Which they're young, so you can develop them, but they're a little bit raw. They both come in at an 80. They're both 23 years old, so you can develop them, but they're still a little raw. And corners is the strength of this defense. They have 2 really good corners, which not many have in the NFL. They have Casey Hayward comes in at 86, and Jason Verrett comes in at 86. 127, 126, so you still have a few years good at him. And this team, it's the same old. They just don't have enough help for Phillip. Like, offensive line trouble, so it's limited what Phillip can do, which I feel like is a really good quarterback. I feel like he's a 90 overall quarterback, but he just hasn't held help in San Diego over years. And also, even though they have corners and a pretty good pass rusher, they don't have enough talent to be one of the best defenses. So, like I said, even though they have good corners, if you don't have anything help where the tight end is open every time across the middle, it doesn't make a big impact. But how do you feel about the Chargers, too, Sam?
I feel really bad for the offense. I totally agree with you on Rivers. Rivers, to me, is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but he can't get the recognition because they can't win, and it's things outside of his control. Keenan Allen, I really hope that he stays healthy because he can completely take over games on offense. Third down is still up to him, and he will come down with the ball. Gates somehow still goes along, but Henry is going to be a big piece. Being able to come out in 2 tight end sets, that's a big mismatch. And he's a decent blocker. Not great, but decent. To me, what's really going to tell the story of the Chargers season is going to be the linebackers, because their safety play is okay. It's not great. You have a really good defensive line. They should be able to take up double teams and free up the gaps for the linebackers. If they play well, they're going to develop, be better players down the road, and that's going to make for a nasty front 7. If they miss tackles, make bad reads, it's only going to go downhill from there. You can have a pass rush, but if you don't have the people behind them making plays, it doesn't do you any good.
Exactly. So, next team we'll look at, which was our guest for today, we'll look at the Oakland Raiders team, which I want to start with this offensive line. They have one of the best offensive lines, at least top 5 in the league. They have left guard comes in at a 92. Center, which is one of the most important positions in Madden this year because of the awareness boost it gets, comes in at a 90. The left tackle comes in at 89. So, basically, they got 3 guys on the line that's a 90. Let me find the other one. Right guard is at 84. So, they're going to have one of the best lines in the league to go along with a young, fantastic quarterback, Derek Carr. Even though he feels like he's going to trade him, we'll have to see if that happens or not. But Derek Carr is one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. I don't even understand why he's on the trade block, but he can do it all, and he's magical. Like, even his real life, his last year, comeback wins were amazing. I think they could have went to the Super Bowl if Derek Carr did not get hurt. They got the running back coming back who's retired last year, but it's coming back home before Oakland goes to Las Vegas in Skittles. Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, one of the hardest runners in the league. Almost impossible to tackle with one guy. You have to have an army to take him down. And of course, you have the weapons on the outside that Charlie plays with, and Amari Cooper, one of the best young, talented receivers in the league, probably already top 5 route runner in the league from what I've seen. And Michael Crabtree, who's pretty underrated, who has some of the most best hands in the league. If his hands touch it, he's coming down with it. Oh, and I forgot about this newcomer from the I believe the Green Bay Packers, Jared Cook. That's who he was on the team with last year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Packers, yeah, he comes in with 86 speed. He's fast. A pretty decent blocker and a very good pass catcher.
Mm-hmm.
We're turning it around to this defense. Of course, it all evolves around Khalil Mack, top 3 defender in this league. Probably best pass rusher in this league behind Von Miller, best pure pass rusher. He could also drop back in coverage. He's just a freak of nature. Cornerback Sean Smith still at 86 overall. Right outside linebacker Arthur Smith comes in at an 85. Bruce Irvin, which this guy said he doesn't have linebackers. I just named like 8 of them. Bruce Irvin comes in at
They're playing in, bro.
It comes in at an 84. You got the other
Quebec playing D-tackle.
With the other corner, David Mason comes in at 82 overall. And the second-year player, Carl Joseph, strong safety, comes in at 81 overall. Basically, as we said, this team is loaded. They got talent everywhere. They don't really have a hole on this team, honestly. If you want to say a hole, it's kind of what Ghost was alluding on is they maybe need a more physical presence, more athletic presence in the middle of the defense at middle linebacker. But that's what I'm thinking with this team because you can tell me what the holes is. How do you feel about these Raiders? You see any holes here?
Well, I need to see what he gets for Carr. Because I'm just honestly just curious to see what he gets because I assume I don't want to put his business out there. I kind of see where he might be going, and I think that kind of shores up that hole. But just taking the roster as it is,
yeah, take it as it is.
It's a very solid team. You have a nice combo at running back with Lynch and Richard. Richard's a little bit faster, not a whole lot, but just a little. Still have DeAndre Washington that you can use too, better hands. The receiving tandem is really good. I like having Cordell Patterson in the slot, Seth Roberts in the slot, 2 speedsters, kick return guys too. Yeah, it's a really solid team. 3-4, 4-3, doesn't matter what you play on defense. You could even be really flexible and just kind of mix it up throughout the game. Khalil Mack you have to know where he's at every play. When you line up, don't even look at your receivers. Don't even look at the formation. You need to find where Khalil Mack is first and make sure that you address if he's coming, where he's coming from before you even look at anything else on the defense. Got to take care of that man because he is one of the few players in the NFL that can single-handedly destroy an offense by himself with his pass rush. It's a very, very solid team.
That's no doubt.
And
let's see.
The Donkeys.
The Denver Broncos. Now, we all know this defense is one of the best defenses in the league. We got Akeem Talib, the highest rated corner in the league, 94 overall. You got Chris Harris Jr., the highest rated corner in the league. That's right, I said it twice. He comes in at 94 overall. So, no fly zone for a reason. They also got the slot corner. What's his rating? I can't find his rating. Hold on 1 second.
I believe.
Brady Rowley comes in at 77 overall. Like I said, no fly zone. Don't try to throw it on these guys. Von Miller is a freaking 99 overall.
Well deserved.
Brandon Marshall, one of the best coverage middle linebackers in the league, is an 86 overall. This defense, is legit. We all know that. No denying that. Offense. Oh, center comes in at an 88 overall. Right guard comes in at an 83 overall. That's actually more 80s than I thought on this team because I thought that would be a weakness. But left tackle 77 overall. So they got two guys over 80. The other guy, the left guard 74. The other guys are low 70. Quarterback. What quarterback do start on this team? I don't even know which one to start.
Simeon?
Is he the starter? Again?
He has
Unless they want to start Paxton, just he's younger.
So
Simeon's a 76, Lynch is
they
a
got
72.
Simeon and Paxton that decide which one between them. He's a 76. Paxton's a 72. Wide receivers, Emmanuel Sanders is an 89. And Demarius Thomas is an 87 overall with the running back C.J. Anderson. So, then of course defense is going to lead him again. Offense, yeah, it's about the quarterback. That's quarterback and offensive line. Offensive line doesn't look that bad though compared to the other teams division. But do you feel like this offense can hold their own basically, Sam?
They're gonna have to. There's one thing that I'm kind of disappointed about. For those that watch college football, I know that Butt has had 2 major injuries. I thought he'd be a little bit faster than he came in at. He's at 81 speed and 85 acceleration. Pretty solid tight end. And someone that can help block in the running game, which, man, no, the Broncos need blocking up front. He's a really solid blocker for the run. I believe it's a 75 run block, which is not bad for a rookie tight end. Then you still have Virgil Green on the other side, a faster guy, a little older. I'm kind of curious to see what happens at the running back position with this team. They also signed Jamal Charles in the offseason. He's a little bit faster, a little more of a dynamic guy if he can stay healthy. So it gives him a nice change of pace back from C.J. Anderson with better hands. So you can do a lot more with him. That offensive line is going to be a problem, though. 2 of those guys you mentioned are young, the left tackle, the guy's outside, and that's a really dangerous position to have young guys at. You look at the Chiefs with their pass rush, the Raiders with their pass rush, Smith, Mack, and Irvin, Bosa, and that's scary. If they have a bad season, this offense is going to struggle. I don't care how good your defense plays. As a Buccaneer fan, I know your defense can't do everything by itself. The offense has to carry their weight some. I'm curious to really see how this team is able to pass the ball with the weakness they have at the tackle position. Because that, to me, is going to decide really where this team is capable of going as the season progresses.
And that's been one of the biggest things with the Broncos for a few years. Even dating back to the year they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, man, the offensive line was trash.
Yeah, they quarterback was trash, too.
Got that ring. Peyton's the
Peyton's the GOAT.
Sorry, Tom.
So,
sorry, Z-Flake.
Let's get into our predictions of where this team will land.
All right. So, hold on. So, can we just go ahead and just acknowledge the elephant in the room?
Yeah, elephant in here?
That the Raiders, we both have the Raiders number 1. And just move on to 4 through 2.
I mean, killed the suspense.
Kill the suspense. It's been talking about since day 1.
Your fans were really looking forward to this countdown, bro. You just ruined it.
So, 1, okay, since you want to start that way. 1, I got the Raiders because I feel like they're the best team, really balanced team, offense and defense. And they have the returning world 2-time champ on their side as the owner. Sam?
Best team,
Okay.
best owner. Simple enough. See you in the Super Bowl. At least the AFC Championship game. At least the AFC Championship game. Anything less than that is definitely a disappointment. But I'm pretty sure that'll happen. Go ahead, Peanut.
2, I got
Or we can go back to 4. I'm just saying, like, we just acknowledge that they're going to win, so we don't have to waste time, at the end, talking him up, because we already know he's going to win, so likely going to win.
I got Denver because I think their defense can keep him in a lot of games. Offense may struggle, but you can win the ball, man. It's a time and keep the other team off the scoreboard. You have a chance.
Man, it is so hard. This division was so hard after that because I honestly, I don't know who to go with because I have so many questions. The Denver defense is really, really, really good. But for me, I had Kansas City at number 2. They have some aging pieces, yes, but they have Peters is, to me, easily a top 3 corner in the league. He completely can shut whoever he's on down, whether it be a short, shifty receiver like a John Ross, Brandon Cooks, or the big physical guys like a ODB or Mike Evans. Like he does everything. When you have a guy like that, it makes it really easy to play defense, and it's going to put pressure on the the other team to try to find guys open elsewhere. And I know they have enough playmakers on defense to get the job done with the pass rush. I think Patrick will start for the Chiefs, and with the weapons that they have, the speed will help him out, creating some seams and lanes for guys. I see the Chiefs having a pretty solid season and beating out those other 2 teams for the number 2 spot.
So number 3, I'll go with the Chiefs. They do have a pretty good, well-balanced team, and I feel like they're going to be able to score with their big play receivers and super fast and Tyreek and Conley, especially with Kelsey in the middle, so you can't pay too much attention to the outside. So I do feel like they're going to have an explosive aspect. I guess the reason I picked Denver over them is because Denver defense is so dominant. I'm thinking it'll be a bloodbath. So
I don't argue that. Because I have Denver like literally right behind them, maybe a tiebreaker or just a game behind. Denver's secondary is so good. And then it's not just the secondary, because they have good safeties too with Ward back there. That pass rush, Von Miller, do you keep a tight end in to help chip him? Do you keep a running back in to help chip? What do you do against that guy? It's difficult to figure that out. But their offensive line is so bad on the outside with all the pass rushers that these teams have in the division. It's going to be hard to generate a passing game. They have the weapons. You have 2 capable tight ends. You got Sanders, you got Demarius, but you got to get them. You have to have time to get down the field, especially Thomas. He's a really good receiver, but he doesn't have the speed of a Sanders. Sanders can get, you can jam him at the line, and what happens then? Like you already have the guys running in. Where are you going to go with the football? I don't feel like they have as much speed. Or if you take the pass rush into the equation, I feel for me, both defenses will play well. I do think Denver's definitely would give the nod, especially as creating turnovers. But Kansas City, I feel like they're more able to handle a pass rush than the Broncos are. And because of that, knowing that just in a division alone, you have 6 very difficult games dealing with pass rushers, I see Kansas City being able to handle that better. So that's why I have Denver finishing 3rd.
And my 4th and last in the division is, even though I believe the owner is a good user and wasted, the Chargers lack talent. Just don't have, like we were talking about describing thing. They have some young pieces they can build around, especially Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen, the second-year tight end, Henry, Melvin Gordon, but just as a collection, just doesn't have enough pieces around Phillip to compete, especially not in this division.
Sad but true. They have a great defensive line that you can build, especially on the edge. But to me, it's really going to come down to what do you get from your linebackers, and then also have to factor in you're adding off-ball injuries in on this game this year. for those of you that don't know, like, obviously me living out here, I know a lot about the Chargers. I don't know what it is about Keenan Allen and Verrett, but those two just cannot stay healthy. I don't know if it's bad luck. I just don't know what it is. Those two guys can never stay healthy. Verrett's a really good corner, but he can't be on. He can just never stay healthy and be on the field. And Keenan Allen, two devastating injuries. If Verrett goes down, there goes half your secondary right there to me, because he makes it easier to have a safety play behind him. If he's not there, that defense gets exposed. It could be scary. With the linebackers, like, they're super fast. So for people that like to pass short, that could definitely be a problem for them because they cover a lot of ground. But it really concerns me, their awareness and their tackling. It's going to take some time to develop. I'm just not seeing it first season with these guys.
Yeah, it's scary too because you don't know how much longer Phillip got either, so you might be looking for a quarterback as well.
Yep, that is true. There's one other thing I had for you, Pina, before we call it. There's an article that I read earlier today. So it has a list that this guy made. It's on Operation Sports. For those I want to check it out, I can give you the link. It has Madden 18's most underrated and overrated players. So basically, this guy went through and looked at some of the players on the rosters and their ratings and gave his opinion. Let me look. I think there was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. So I guess I can read what he said and see what your opinion of it is. And Ghost, you can chime in if you don't want as well. Alright, so we'll start with defense. So he has Aaron Donald, 99 overall, overrated. Go big or go home, right? Aaron Donald has put together an incredible start to his NFL career, totaling 28 sacks over 3 seasons. There's more to being a defensive lineman than just your sack total, but for a guy who didn't rank inside the top 20 in total sacks in 2016, at a position where that's probably the most important counting stat, being the highest rated player at the position seems off. Donald is a great player, but he almost certainly isn't the best lineman in the NFL.
Do I agree with that? Some of the points you made, I agree with. If he's overrated, I don't mind because he's at 99. You can't get no more better than that. But if I do rate him any lower, it should be a 98. Is he the best lineman in the league? No, but he's number 2 behind J.J. Watt. From what I see, when I watch Aaron Donald, he's small. He's 6 foot, but he's stocky and he's so quick. Like, he plays the run, he plays the pass. You can't block him with one guy. Like, even if I say he's underrated, what am I? I'm only going to 98, so I agree with that. He's not the best because J.J. Watt is the best defender I've ever seen. But Aaron Donald is the second best lineman in the league, so whatever.
I don't necessarily have a problem with calling him overrated because when you see J.J. Watt 99, J.J. Watt's better than him, so I wouldn't have a problem with him being like a 98, 97.
Okay. In Donald's defense...
What about you, Sam?
In his defense, I will say... I hate that defensive tackles get judged on sacks because it's harder for D tackles to get sacks because they're going to have to get by 2 guys on most plays. I know defensive ends you can chip and you can bring a tight end over, keep a running back in. But defensive ends, they're supposed to get sacks. Defensive tackles are supposed to take up linemen to help the other guys outside play one-on-one. Guys like John Randall and Warren Sapp, those guys don't come along. They do not come along often. Defensive tackles are not supposed to do that. I would kind of agree with Pina. I could see a 98, but I'm not going farther down than that. Aaron Donald can completely dominate a game. Problem is, the Rams last year had a lot of injuries on defense, especially up front, and they suck as far as wins and losses. So he's not going to get recognition for playing well, even if he does, because they don't win. It's not his fault that the Texans play in a shitty division and get to be in the playoffs by default. Though J.J. Watt's very good, so no disrespect to Watt. But team success, I can't punish him for that. All right, number
Something about him playing D tackle. I believe they're going to a 3-4, so he'll be playing the same spot as Watt. So it'll be easier to compare him this year.
Good point. That's actually.
Agreed.
I forgot about him sliding over the 3-4.
It's going to be weird watching that too. He personally is not a big fan of that, so I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. But we'll see. So then second, Cameron Wake, 89 overall. He is underrated. Okay, so it's a lot easier to make big plays when Ndamukong Suh is clogging up the middle right next to you. Still, Cameron Wake put together a ridiculous 11.5 sacks last year and forced 5 fumbles. Compared to Aaron Donald, Wake's rating seems like a drastic undersell.
Properly rated. Kevin Wake's a beast. Kevin Wake is explosive. But he's getting a little older. And I don't mind. I feel like with Sue creating all that pressure in the middle, it makes it a little easier for him. Not to downcredit any of his talent because he did do it before Sue. But like I said, just him getting a little older, I feel like he's getting a step slower. And I feel like he's properly rated. Between 88, 9, and 90 is fine. Because a 90 is still an A anyway.
True.
A minus, but still A nonetheless.
I say he's properly rated. He's good for about 10 sacks, but he's not going to go out there and get 17 for the best pass rusher in the league, but he's a solid defender. 89's fine.
I agree. Yep, agree across the board. Solid, rated properly. And the reason that this whole thing came up to me is because of this, so now we're going to go to quarterback. This should be fun. I'll start with the underrated one first. Cam Newton, underrated.
Harry Bridgewater.
Yes, if we're going to be talking about down years, it deserves mention that Newton had what was almost certainly his worst in 2016. He suffered a dismal 53% completion percentage and had fewer rushing yards than ever before. So what's the case for Cam being underrated? For starters, he was surrounded by one of the worst offensive units in football. With a fully recovered Kelvin Benjamin, though how he plays is up for debate, this year, and a playmaker in Christian McCaffrey, look for Newton to put his 88 overall rating to shame.
Properly rated. 88 is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He had how do I say it? Would it give me the right word? He had a breakout year, but I don't feel like that was him. I just feel like that was an amazing season. He had an MVP season. Call me in the, like I said, people would think I'm crazy, but he plays quarterback like a fullback with a goal line. I hate that, but it's amazing when he does it, so it works. No other quarterback would ever get called. They don't call it QB sneak. They call it QB dive. And what I mean by that is not dive, but like how you call the fullback dive? That's what the play call. They be like, all right, just run over those D tackles, and he does it. But he's a good quarterback, but I don't feel like he's a great quarterback. He's definitely probably top 10. I don't want to go through my list, but at least around it. But top 12, he's good, but not great. 88's fine.
If you're supposed to base it off of the year they just had, which makes it fine. If they wanted to say, well, he's MVP and all that shit, yeah, but you can't base it off 3 years ago or 2 years ago. So, yeah.
Sam?
I need to pull up his ratings real quick because I need to justify what I'm about to say. I'm trying to pull it up. I agree with what you said, Peanut, about that his MVP season was, I don't want to say a fluke, but it's definitely, like, we're not going to see a Cam that good again. Like, I don't see it. That was one of those magical years. That happens. He's definitely a solid guy. What is his accuracy? That is my issue. I feel like that's too high. So, what are we saying is overrated and underrated? If I say he's at 86, because he's
Did I rate it properly?
He's not. I feel like he's a little overrated because accuracy is a little too high for me. I watch a lot of NFC South football, and Cam's not super accurate.
Okay, after this little accuracy conversation, I need to bring something a little confused.
Okay.
Carry on, though.
No, go ahead.
No, it just has nothing to do with Cam Newton, so you continue to Cam Newton talk.
Okay. Granted, will admit that he doesn't have a great receiving core, and it's something me and my dad talk about a lot because my dad thinks I just don't like Cam because he's in the division. Like, he's not a bad quarterback. I would like to see more of the evolution of being able to go through and make reads on a consistent basis, which I can still see that he struggles with, and he still stares down receivers way more often than he should. But part of it's because he doesn't have other real viable options to throw to. So I need to see, with everyone healthy, adding McCaffrey now and adding Samuel, which is forgotten and that guy didn't post. Like, you have some speedsters that do have hands, but I feel probably at 86 is more around the rating I would give him.
Overrated. I like it. There we go. We got our first overrated.
All right. So now we have the other quarterback. Overrated. Phillip Rivers, 84 overall. Just on
underrated.
Especially after what you just said, that's why it made me think of it. Like, just on name alone, it almost feels weird calling Rivers overrated at a meager 84. Unfortunately, Rivers was close to a career low last year with 21 interceptions and 60% completion rate. The worst part of it was that he led the Chargers to a sour 5-11 record, which was their worst in years. There's little doubt to me that as it stands, Rivers is the most overrated quarterback on the Madden 18 roster.
Now, I gotta get in this quick. Right now, you just bust those stats out at me, and it's hard for me, especially what Ghost just said. If you go off last year, because Ghost would be like, yeah, he sucks. There, he's like a 79 based off of his. But I watched the Chargers play. I'm a football fan. I don't care who's on TV. I will watch. I'm not one of those guys that like Eagles got to play or I need the Patriots. I will watch any football game. When I watch Phillip plays, he's so that little weird throw motion he does is beautiful because it works. The ball is always accurate. It always gets there. What gets Phillip in trouble is he presses because we're about to lose. He's not a guy that's going to keep checking it down. He gets pissed off, and I love watching him, but he gets pissed. He starts cussing out the defenders, and he'll throw it right to the defender's chest because he's fucking pissed. And I got to make this fucking play for my team to win. Yes, he presses because he's getting his ass kicked because the offensive line can't block. Keenan Allen's freaking out the year. I don't even have no freaking wideouts, but so he's going to throw picks. He's a winner. No, he's not winning. So it's weird to say he's the winner, but he's a winner. He's not a guy that's going to take a loss, line on his back. He's going to go out there and fight. Okay, nobody's open. I got to throw this 50-50 ball. He's not going to throw it out of bounds. So I actually think he makes good decisions too. So it's weird because he has his 21 picks. So I know I'm kind of talking off the side of my neck, but I think if I was rating him, I'd rate him at 87 overall. His accuracy, he's one of the best accuracies in the league. Y'all can have the floor.
Ghost.
I'd say he is American. They're downplaying his year a little bit too much in that. I believe it was a fine year, and his O-line is shit, so I have no problems with him being a little bit higher than that. I say he should be around the same level as Cam Newton.
And see, that's my problem with what this guy put. Like, and I'm gonna ask this guy, like, so you Cam's an 88, and you say he's underrated, and you blame his offensive unit for his season, but yet it's not the same with Rivers. Like, I know that the Chargers' offensive line is worse than what the Panthers' offensive line is. Yes, he has Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates is not Greg Olsen right now. Like, they didn't have receivers. Like, they didn't have receivers, and like I felt like he really was playing by himself. It was him and Melvin Gordon. And when Gordon went down, it's like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do now? And still, even with that, he still had a 60% completion rate. Cam's barely got above 50. Underrated. That's just blasphemous. That's some Skip Bayless shit. All right. Tight end.
Okay, let me stop real quick.
Okay.
That throw accuracy thing. What is the throw accuracy rating in the spreadsheet? Because there's throw accuracy short, medium, and deep, and then there's just throw accuracy. When I was looking for players to trade for, there's a rookie quarterback named Davis Webb who has a 92 throw accuracy. And has all his like other shits in the low 80s and 70s. So I don't get it at all.
And I'm just gonna be out honest with you. Neither do I. No, because like I'm looking at. Because I'm looking at Cam right now, and if you look on the spreadsheet, it has a throw power, and then it has throw accuracy right after it. But then when you scroll further down, it has the short,
medium, deep.
So I look at it, and I see Cam's is 86 short, 82 mid, too high, 83 deep. And damn, that short at 86 is way too fucking high. You can't be 53% and have an 86 accuracy. I'm sorry, because that's most of your throws should be completed short, and they're not. But his throw accuracy altogether is 88. How do you get 88 when he doesn't even have an 88? So I don't get it. I
just don't understand that rating at all.
I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you.
I need to tweet to a Madden guy and ask him what the throw accuracy rating relates to.
Let's be honest. They don't know shit either.
Alright, move to tight ends.
Alright. Rob Gronkowski, 98. Overrated. When are we going to learn that you could pair Tom Brady... God damn it, I don't want to read this.
Go get Z-Flake.
Shit. When are we going to learn that you could pair Tom Brady with anything and the Patriots would still be successful? Injuries in large part marred 2016 for Gronk. With only 8 games played and 25 catches to his name, his usage was way down even when he was playing. This is an example of Gronkowski being a bad player, something that he certainly is not. Just that he's no longer the top guy at his position. At a 98 overall, Gronk would have to prove to be the best player at his position in 2017 to validate the rating.
Gronk, you said this was what rating?
98.
Underrated. Marshall Bennett, overrated. Which Tom Brady made him. Gronk, underrated. That man is a 99. 98 is too low. Gronk is the best tight end. Two lace up cleats. I almost called them sneakers. Cleats. He's the best blocker. Not the best route runner, but who cares when he freaking plays center? He boxes out all them small safeties and tight ends. And freaking linebackers he's too fast for. Blocks like a right tackle, catches like a receiver. Big like a freaking D tackle. Run like a gazelle. Nothing. Gronk does everything great. 99.
I'll say he's appropriate rated right now. Because last year, he had a 98 run block. The fuck? That's ridiculous. Zach Ertz had an 88 run block. That was ridiculous as well. I don't understand these ratings last year. So.
Zach Ertz couldn't block. Gronk can block. I don't know why Zach Ertz.
They toned them both down a ton. I think Gronk has like a 70 run block now.
Zach Ertz can't block. I don't understand why Zach Ertz still to this day made me giggle.
His argument was that Brady made Gronk, but there's no way to know if Gronk wouldn't be Gronk without Brady.
No, Gronk would be Gronk.
So that's not a valid argument for this. Like this, there's no proof or nothing else. So appropriate rated.
Underrated.
God, I don't know what to say. It's like all I can go is up to a 99. I guess I'd say appropriate. The Patriots' offense looks so different when Gronk is healthy than when he's injured. I mean, obviously they still are able to function without him, but when he is healthy and you have to worry about him, there is no matching up with Gronk. You can't match up with him. And it creates the problems when he lines up at tight end, because what are you going to do? Like, I think we talked about this before when we were talking about that division. You don't want to put a corner on him because if they run the ball, he's gonna bowl that guy over. If you put a linebacker on him to try to compete in the run, he's gonna just murder him in the passing game. It's a pretty solid route runner for a guy his size. His good hands, just has to stay healthy. But I'd say he's appropriate. He can only go one higher. I mean, he's a really, really, really good player. Then the other side,
ever.
I don't know if I can go with that. I'd have to think about that. I guess I'd still have to go with Tony Gonzalez for now. But Gronk still has 4 years, so we can talk about that in a couple years.
Because he got longevity. But Gronk can pass him.
I would like that. Gronk is actually my favorite non-bucket. Well, Devontae David, regardless of where he would have went, is my favorite player. Gronk is probably my third favorite player in the NFL.
He's an airhead.
That's why I like him. Like, he's just like, I don't feel like he stands out in New England where it's supposed to be everyone's uniform and you can't have fun, can't crack jokes, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm Gronk, I'm doing me. And it's just fun to watch him be like that. Just hate that he had to be on the Patriots because I don't want to root for them, but it's whatever. The other tight end, Jordan Reed, underrated at a 91 overall. With a much worse quarterbacking scheme, Reed totaled 45 receptions over just 9 games. In comparison to Gronk, that's nearly double the production, and we're looking at a much lower rating for Reed. No, he hasn't proven that he can stay healthy for an entire season, but for a former quarterback, Reed is in just his 3rd season at tight end. If Cousins can have a strong year, Reed might prove to be the best tight end in the NFL.
What you say his rating was?
91.
91. I think Kelsey's a 94. I think they're about the same, so I can agree with underrated. Both pretty good players. And based on the stats, he did look better than Gronk, but Gronk is definitely much better. So, I say a 93 is about even right for him.
Peanut?
Got the bathroom, Peanut. I knew you were there earlier. He kept muting his mic. That's where he was just flushing the toilet.
Well, I'll say that I can't really agree fully with the quarterback because, I mean, obviously he's not Brady. No one's Brady. But Cousins had a really good year last year. I think he's...
You like that?
Oh, God, I hate that because that started against Tampa Bay with that comeback. We should have won that game. Stupid Lovie Smith choking that game away. To me, honestly, Jordan Reed is the 2nd best tight end in the league. That scheme holds him back. He is very, very capable. He doesn't get as many looks as he should, and plus, even with him only having 45 catches over 9 games because he had to deal with injuries, he played some of those games hurt and still was productive. Still the number 1 receiver on the team in those games. Like I guess you have to go off of the stats. He has a potential. I'm going to say he's underrated, but he has the potential to be easily top 2 tight end in the NFL if he was in a better scheme.
I'm pretty sure both y'all already talked. I got a call, but I knew where this was going. Jordan Reed, I believe, is a 91 overall?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and underrated, right?
Yep.
Basic guy said. I'm going to have to sadly agree. Sam said, I caught the tail end of that. He's a top 2 tight end. All I know is he is the best route running tight end in the league.
Definitely.
He could be a wide receiver for real. We play him 2 times a year. he's some tight ends use their body like Gronk is a good route runner, but he's not a great route runner. He's more so uses his body to get open and the seam route and everything. Jordan Reed's always open everywhere. They put him at receiver, he's open. They put him at the tight end position, he's open. He's a bigger guy too, but he doesn't really post up because he runs routes like a receiver. He is the best receiver and tight end in the league. So I would say underrated too. Like Sam said, if he was in a different scheme, I'll even play the guy's game. If he was in Tom Brady team, oh God, he might be the best tight end in the game. But yeah, underrated. What would I rate him? 95.
All right. And now one I'm going to have a beef with. Let me go ahead and put on my Titans hat and defend my boy. Overrated, DeMarco Murray, 91. Murray had a bit of a bounce back year in 2016, eclipsing the 1,000-yard mark for the third time in his career. All the same, he should be splitting time with the burly Derrick Henry and seeing a diminished role in the offense this year. This isn't to say that he can't still be a workhorse, but even in a surprisingly efficient Titans offense, he only managed a tick under 4.5 yards per carry last year.
Hello, everybody. I'm an Eagles fan. Marcus Murray played for Dallas Cowboys and was tearing up the league because of that offensive line. He came to Philly. Chip Kelly ran him in the dirt. Didn't like him. He was such booty cheeks here. He couldn't get ahead of steam running because he was running north and south, and he can't run north and south because he has no wiggle to his game, and he sucked. So he had to go, of course, and I never really blamed DeMarco because I knew we weren't using him right, but he did suck because he had no wiggle at all. Like, bro, can you wiggle? But he needed to get downhill, had his head of steam running. Tennessee, I was like, yeah, he gonna suck. Even though I knew it was the scheme, I didn't care. Like, yeah, he gonna suck in Tennessee. All I know is he regained form. No, he doesn't have the best yard per carry, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he went 8 weeks with 100 yards in a row. Or so not, I might be overdoing it, but it was something like that. Like maybe it was lesser, like 4. But he had a really good season last year. He had a bounce back season that nobody believed in him, but Tennessee, they got rewarded with him. I think he's properly rated.
I say he's properly rated too. I know his yards per carries up. I don't care. If you're going to be a workhorse, it's not easy. You're running the ball every time and you're still getting yards. That's fine. Was third in the league in rushing, so he needs to be top 3. Well, not top 3. I would say David Johnson, Bell, and Ezekiel should have better ratings than him. But after that, I think it's fine.
All right. Yeah, because I know a lot of people complain about that when they had the top 5 running backs. I'm like, why the fuck is DeMarco Murray on that list? People were pissed. So I just want to ask a question for you guys. How do you feel about Eddie George?
He was the same type of runner. He was a little bit more gritty, but great runner. Great. I remember him and Ray Lewis always battling. He always put up a fight against Ray, going head up at him. Loved Eddie, but he wasn't no yards per carry guy because he was a bruiser. Eddie George was the type that would see a nasty hole, but he'll see that defender outside the hole and take him on for 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's exactly why I brought him up. Because even if you take away his bad last 2 years where his average was 3.3, that would only boost his career average to 3.6. And a lot of people respect him as one of the better running backs of his era. I'm not going to complain about DeMarco Murray. He's in the system that fits exactly what his skill set is. Like what you said in Philly, like it was just
get downhill.
You got to let him get downhill. And also, I just want to throw out there too for people that don't watch the Titans play. Like those are my 2 teams. I'm a Buck fan first. I will always watch them, regardless of what else is on. I block out all other football. I only turn during commercials. When Tampa Bay's on TV, I watch. Tennessee is right behind them. They have no passing game whatsoever. It's not a knock on Marcus, but they just don't pass the fucking ball. As safeties, you get to load up the box. And he's still putting up those kind of numbers, having to take those extra hits and having to fight for that extra yardage because they have no threat of a passing game. So to me, the numbers that he's been able to put up is more impressive because they don't have anything else to go with that. So for me, I'd say he's properly rated for sure. And last, Ghost, you can definitely go first because you should be able to speak well to this. You're going to see him a lot in the next couple of weeks. Underrated, Marshawn Lynch at an 85. Someone has to say it. Lynch is one of the best halfbacks in the league since 2010 before his sudden retirement. After a minor stint in 2015 where he was largely unsuccessful, it might prove that he is past his prime and can't be the same kind of power that we've come to know. In all honesty, this rating is likely to be off one way or the other. Lynch will either prove to be an effective back one last time in his career, or he will be buried on the depth chart for younger talent.
What is he already listed as?
85.
No. Overrated or underrated?
Oh, he's underrated.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
I got him as overrated because in the Peanut Football League, they were trying to add him to the league for Cheesy, and I kept telling him his speed should be about 85, 84. That man got 80 on speed. The fuck? And he's not going to drop in speed. This motherfucker might be my starting running back the whole time. I did not expect this out of this guy.
Well, one, I don't know what he's talking about. Peanut Football League. Disclaimer: I do not approve of this message. 2, Skittles. Is he overrated or underrated? I believe he's overrated. Not so much because of the speed, but because last time I remember him playing, I'm not fooled by all the Skittles. In Seattle, he was losing the stat boss. So if I was rating him, I would have rated him at 82 until he showed me something. 82.
82 speed.
82 overall with it.
I would say his speed when he was last on Madden was like 85. And he just got 4 speed in the offseason.
Eating all them Skittles and riding bikes, almost getting hit by buses over there. You got to speed up. You see how quick you got away from that bus?
Oh man, this is a weird one. I kind of want to go with you guys and say that he's overrated, but I'm going to go with he's rated appropriately minus a tick or two on speed because he's had a year off to rest his body, which would be good for a running back. I feel like it's one of the easier positions to come back in and play because you're just running the football. Like, your vision may take, a couple of games, to get back to doing that at game speed. But he has a better offensive line now. Hell, it's going to be better than what he had in Seattle during the last couple of years that he played there. So I think that he's going to have a really good season. Don't agree with the speed, but I think he'll be a factor for sure, and he's going to help push Oakland to good things in the future. So I'm going to say he's rated appropriate.
And I want everybody to add their own honorable mention of one player that they feel like is overrated that y'all have seen or underrated. Person, I'll lead since I just brought it up. The person I would say is I don't want to say his name because I'll be a homer. So I'm trying to think real quick. I'm going through my memory bank. Fine, forget y'all. I'm not a homer. Carson Wentz is not a 79. Please stop it. Look, he's a rookie. Sure, he started off fast and he tailed off. Because Lane Johnson got hurt. His right tackle, he was running for his life. I don't care about them 16. See, now I sound like a homer because I should care about the 16 pick. But look, Lane Johnson was it. He didn't have receivers. They didn't catch the ball. He was. Come on now. He went back at 82 now. Dak is an 86. Don't be rude, you stupid Madden rated guy. Wentz is not a underrated. Anybody got an honorable mention? Somebody y'all seen?
I can't think of nobody at the top of my head. I'm looking at these ratings.
I know I'm going to be blasphemous. I'll go.
Sam was a homer too. I know where his pick going.
No, actually, you actually don't this time.
Oh, it's not him.
First of all, Yeah, I have a big issue with his rating. Josh Norman is overrated. He is rated a 90. Speed, I'm okay with 88, 89. But his man coverage, 87. Hydro, did you watch Josh
When did he
Norman
do that?
play? Did you watch him when he played? Because let me remind everyone here. First of all, did anyone know who Josh Norman was before his last year in Carolina?
Negative.
You know why? Because he was third on the depth chart because he couldn't even start. So then you
Okay.
have this great front
I
four.
didn't know him. I'm just saying.
I'm just okay, fine, whatever. But just as far as the national audience, he wasn't recognized because he wasn't a starter. Then you have this great front four. Obviously, you have the two great linebackers in Davis and Kuechly. They get so much pressure, and there's this Josh Norman guy who's the benefit of the front seven playing so great and getting pressure. I look at it like the Tampa 2. Brian Kelly, Donnie Abraham. Good corners in the system. As soon as you take them out, average at best. That's what I see Josh Norman as. He is not a 90. He's a 90 in that scheme, but out of it, playing man, traveling across the field to play different receivers, no, don't see it.
He does get exposed when he goes one-on-one with star receivers. And he doesn't really play man like that. He's a zone corner. I don't know how to hit that 87 man. I thought you were going to go Levante Davis. I think he's underrated. Ghost, could you think of anybody?
I found a few guys I think should be higher rated. The first guy.
Oh shit, I forgot we're doing the other way around. My bad. I'll go underrated on the other time. My bad.
Is he an overrated guy or underrated guy?
Well, he said underrated. I wasn't paying attention because I was so mad about Josh Norman's rating when I saw the initial rosters. So, sorry. I just went out of line. Right. Go ahead.
The first guy is Jordan Howard on the Bears. The guy was second in the league in rushing, had over 5 yards per carry, and he's like the 12th ranked running back in Madden. I don't agree with that. I believe that he should damn near be just under Murray and Elliott.
Won't argue that.
He had a really good monster year.
Will not argue that one.
And the other guy I had was Vic Beasley should be higher. 83, we led the league in sacks. No. Out of here.
Nope. I agree. Properly rated. If anything, he's overrated. Move on.
Sammy, they choked. It's okay.
No, that's good. I don't want the Falcons to be rated high. I have vested interest in that.
It's Devo. He's going to use him.
He's going to get a lot of sacks, too. He's going to lead the league in sacks. Anyway, and Sammy, you said you were going to finish yours?
Well, go ahead and go. I want to look up someone else because I don't want to be a homer. I need to find one other guy.
Levante David. How's he at 84? Come on now. They're one of the best coverage linebackers. I get it. He might not have had a...
It's because of I feel like his numbers went down last year because of the scheme. It took time for him to adjust because it's different because when we had Greg Schiano and Lovie Smith, the Tampa 2 features the weak side linebacker, so that's him. And he initially struggled in coverage some because he's a different type of linebacker. He can play zone, but he's more of an attacking linebacker, not attacking as far as blitzing and being a 3-4 type outside linebacker, but more in an attacking 4-3 scheme. Because when he played with Greg Schiano, he just got to go instinct all the time. When he played with Nebraska, it was instinct all the time. His first 2 games at Nebraska, transfer from a junior college, 22 tackles the first game, 23 the next game. That's what he is. He's a tackling machine, and he'll give you a couple of interceptions and forced fumbles along the way. But the defense now is supposed to focus. It's supposed to feature Alexander as far as the linebackers. He's still really good, but I can't really knock his rating for going down because his stats went down. It hurts. But you know what? I will say something. Or I will be a little bit of a homer. I won't even say David. How the fuck is Donovan Smith a 72? Is he great? No. He's a 72. He's damn near. He couldn't start on any other team in the game. As bad as the offensive linemen are, like, I watch him play. He's not that bad. Not a 72 bad. Man, I gotta get a left tackle now because of that shit.
He does stink. I mean, he doesn't just stink that bad, but he does stink in the game.
Yeah. Like, when I saw the rating, like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, okay, Marpet's probably in the mid-80s. Boom, okay. I'm like, okay, Donovan Smith, I could see maybe a 76, maybe a 77. And I see 72. Like, are you fucking serious? I'm not gonna lie, I was mad as hell. And I'm gonna throw one other one in real quick for overrated. The Titans. So we're basing this off of last year's stuff, right?
Yeah.
Eric Decker is an 86.
He stinks.
Eric Decker is an 86. Like,
he gets open though, but he stinks.
Ghost, please just continue. I can't talk anymore. Like, I'm done with these ratings. Fucking 86. Talking about some overrated shit.
Alright. Something that I was brought up to while being on YouTube. Evidently the guy who does the ratings is a Cowboys fan, and people are saying that their ratings are overrated. And I've looked at some of this. Their rookie cornerbacks are very high rated from not being first round picks. They have the second highest rated corner, and then tied for the third highest rated corner.
Do they really?
Yes. Jadobi Abuzuzi is a 76. The only guy that's better than him is Tre'Davious White. And then they got Jordan Lewis, who's 75, tied with a few more corners. And neither one were picked in the first round.
Whoa. Okay, I need to look right now then, because I believe the Raiders and Titans drafted first round corners, correct? I remember the Raiders drafted the alleged racist.
Jordan Lewis was a third round pick, and he's a 75.
Bullshit. Someone needs to get that man's job. Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm done. I need to pull up the Titans and the Raiders real quick because they both pick corners in the first round, projected first round corners.
I can tell you the ratings. The Raiders cornerback is 75. The Titans corner is a 74.
So those lower picks are rated higher than those two first round picks.
Marlon Humphrey is a 75 as well.
So he was like number 11 pick. That's cute. And they also had one more corner from the Saints. What's his rating?
Marshawn Lattimore is a 76.
That's sad. And he was like number 12. So Dallas guy is full of shit.
So let me see. Like you picked the right team.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Cowboys' first cornerback was the 9th cornerback taken off.
Man, that's crazy.
The 9th quarterback taken off the board?
Yeah. And he's the second highest rated.
How did you know there was a Dallas fan? Do the ratings.
I told you, YouTube.
Guys, Homer, I'm not an executive.
You know what though? I'm trying to remember what team it was in NCAA. I think it was Florida State. The guy that did the ratings, that did most of the ratings, was a Florida State guy, so you could tell in the ratings. Not that Florida State wasn't a good school, but it's like, dude, come on now. Like, we're just gonna have 90s at every position, but you guys aren't winning championships. Like, what the hell's up with that? Like, you guys aren't winning anything. You can't have those kind of ratings. Like, you got a better rated team than Florida. Yeah, Florida is taxing that ass every season. Hey, get out of here with that.
I think I could rate the Eagles objectively, but I would have had Wentz higher, so maybe.
You get one superstar development.
He deserves it. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
I haven't seen that superstar talent yet.
Have you not watched TV?
You watched the first 4 weeks. That was it.
All you need is the first 4 weeks. Which, like, duh. Lane Johnson got hurt. I mean, he suspended after that. Don't judge a man by that. He's the superstar. Stop it.
I'm going to ask a question then. Because I know, like, I was playing a baseball stream a couple days ago, and, like, me and a guy got into, like, a legit... So, like, I can't really have, like, a big argument, because, like, he's just typing and I'm talking. But he's a Colts fan, and he was telling me that... Because we were talking about best quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, we know which group came up. And he said that Andrew Luck is in that group, and I just started laughing, like, based on what? And, like, the only reason that he's not is because he doesn't have an offensive line and because he's always injured. He wasn't healthy last year. I'm like, so I'm supposed to take health and potential into account based on what I'm actually seeing on the field. Like there's not other factors that go into, like, I know Andrew Luck has the potential to be a good quarterback, but I don't know. Like, it's a really interesting argument we have. Like, he's telling me he's better than Winston. I'm like, well, I'm not going to argue that he's not. I mean, if you let me choose which one I would have, like, I feel like not being a homer, I've seen Winston be successful in our system, so I would take him. Not that I doubt Andrew Luck, but I don't know where you really rate Andrew Luck amongst quarterbacks because I don't know what he is right now.
Well, Andrew Luck, the best prospect that comes out of college is John Elway, the heir apparent. Andrew Luck, do I feel like he's a top quarterback? No. Do I feel like he's a borderline top quarterback? Yes. Do I feel like Winston is a borderline top quarterback? No. Do I feel like Wentz is a top borderline quarterback? No. Being objective, Dak either, but I'm not going to whatever. Luck, I agree with you, Sam, is a confusing player, but I seen glimpses of his greatness where I didn't see that. I seen it in spats with Winston and Wentz. I seen it a sprinkle of his, but Luck has did it over a season, and if he could stay healthy, which is never, so I get that to you. That's why he's a question mark, but I seen it a little bit. I seen it, the magic a little in Luck. Well, I haven't seen it in the other quarter. Just like Marcus Mariota, I haven't seen it enough in him either for the young quarterback. So if I was picking, I would pick Luck over all them quarterbacks.
All right, I won't argue that.
He's not a top quarterback though. He's not a top quarterback just because you have to stay on the field. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I think when he said that he's like, I think we were fine talking about it, but then when he said that he sees him having an MVP season, I just like, okay, hold on a second, wait, what? Like, you have to play the top top defense in the league twice in Houston, because now you're going to bring J.J. Watt back. They were number one without J.J. I mean, just think about that. They were the number one defense without J.J. Watt. The Titans defense had a really good season last year. And then Jacksonville, if nothing else, their defense at least is decent, the pass rush wise. But then I look at, I don't want to get this going too far the other way, because I don't want to start bringing him into it because I defend him. Say what you want about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, the Colts offensive line Saturday was really good, but I didn't feel like collectively that group was a great offensive line. I feel like Peyton made that line better. Just like Aaron Rodgers. It's not a great offensive line. He makes them look better than what they are because he's able to put up numbers despite them. Some with Tom.
Peyton Manning was tricky because Peyton Manning lines did suck, but he would get the ball out quick. Tom has some sucky lines. He gets the ball out quick. Aaron Rodgers has some sucky lines, but he's the
He
total
just
opposite of
runs
that.
away from them.
Where he does not get the ball out quick, but he runs in circles. So the defense is like, what is this dummy doing? He's about to throw a pick, and then he throws across his body, pinpoint touchdown, and they're like, what just happened there?
I don't know. Like that's something that we talked about. I'm like I definitely like I don't think Luck's a bad quarterback at all. I think a lot of teams in the league will take him over what they have now. But the only thing I was telling
But
him
your
is
point is he's a bit overrated, and he is because he's not a top tier quarterback. He has to put it out on the field.
Yeah, especially with that contract, like because now like at least with looking at like the Winstons, Wentz, Dak, Mariota. They're not on those big contracts. This man is killing your cap. Carr is killing your cap. No offense, but Carr is going to put up the numbers.
So he out of here.
No, see, the Raiders have a bunch of young players too. It's funny when they talk about improving the coach every offseason, and then it always leaks out. Owners like, how the hell am I going to prove this team when I'm paying the quarterback?
Yeah. But then you have teams like the damn Bills who, like, you know what? You only have one receiver in Sammy Watkins, even though he can't stay healthy, but we're going to trade him. No, and you get Jordan Matthews. But basically, to me, and I have a friend, like we talked about it some yesterday, Marcus, he's a big Bills fan. And he was so pissed after everything. He's like, I feel like they're trying to sabotage him so they have an excuse to start over. I can't really argue it. Like, I just sat there, I was trying to be positive about it. I'm like, you know what, Mark, you're right. They're sabotaging this team right now. They're going to let him fail, and they're going to just go with his numbers like you weren't good enough, and we're going to move on. All these picks are going to get a new quarterback and just start over on offense.
In a way, yeah, because not even in a way, that's going to happen. So, yeah, it is going to happen because the quarterback gets all the blame, even if nobody ever gets open. The quarterback gets too much blame and too much credit, but that's the nature of the sport. If a receiver never gets open, guess who's going to get the blame? They're like, yo, quarterback has to find somebody open. And you can watch him and be like, who the fuck is open? Who the hell is open? But,
it depends, because some quarterbacks still get to dodge some of that. I will admit, as a Manning supporter and him being where he ranks on my all-time quarterbacks list, the playoff losses, yes, some games he should have got more blame than he did, but because he definitely has laid some duds, but I feel like he kind of skated by with some stuff. Obviously, Tom has had some duds too, and he skated by, but I feel like, I guess because they have rings, and they kind of knock some of that stuff out, but there's some quarterbacks that play right now, won't name any names, that I feel like they don't get enough blame for what they do on the field.
Do you want to talk about, man, now that you say that, I said if receivers don't get open, the quarterback's going to suck. I want to rephrase that. One guy, Aaron Rodgers, receivers are never open. I don't know what magic he does, because I'm telling you, they always have a corner, and even Jordy Nelson, these guys don't get open. He throws backdoors every freaking play to get these bums open. He's amazing. He's the best quarterback in the league, even though he's not the best quarterback in the league, but he's the best talent. Tom Brady's the best quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is amazing.
I have no argument there.
He's the most accurate quarterback I have ever seen. He throws the most
throw against the Cowboys. That throw against the Cowboys, like, it made me get up. I was like half asleep going into that drive, and I saw him throw that ball. I hopped up, knocked the pizza box off the table. I got so pumped up on that throw. And then they got that ass beat by
Atlanta. On his Hail Mary throws. Man, he's always doing it to some bum in the back of the end touchdown.
Fucking lucky fat lighter shit at the end of games. Like, man, just throwing it up there is like you have no choice but to throw it up there and they catch it, and then he gets all the credit for it. Like, really.
No, see, I give him all the credit, saying you're gonna hate me there because he throws I think he knows what he's doing. He always throws it
Stop
right
it.
on the money. All right,
On a Hail Mary?
Okay. Buccaneers are up by 4 points. 70 yards to go. 30 teams in the NFL. Not named Green Bay. Are you worried? Are you borderline about to go ahead and go to the bathroom because you've been holding it for a while because this game is over?
I don't trust our defense. Hell yeah, I'm worried.
Don't
trust
lie
our
to
defense.
Me. Don't you lie to me. If Green Bay is out there, you think you lost.
No. No. Especially in a Hail Mary situation, first of all.
Yes,
no.
You do.
No. In a Hail Mary situation, no. Go pick that damn ball off and end the game.
You can't.
Pick the ball off and end the game. Put Mike Evans back there, have him sit in the middle, pick that ball off, game over. They won 2 games on a Hail Mary. No. That is luck. That is luck.
He could be a professional Hail Mary freaking thrower and he can go undefeated. Don't you just do that. He's the great. Oh, God.
Well, hell, maybe he should start throwing them in the playoffs and maybe he'd have more than 1 ring.
Burn. He's not close enough to throw.
Not in the score, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But is there any another sneaky topic y'all want to get at, or are we cutting it here?
Ghost.
I don't have anything.
Okay, girl, stop playing with your toes.
The fuck?
I heard.
I'm gonna say that this podcast with attention only gonna be 30 minutes, turn into about 3 hours.
I didn't think it was.
Sorry, viewers.
I didn't think it was. I honestly, no joke. I was even joking about it when I was walking to get food. Like, this is about to be the shortest podcast out of all of them. And then it just doesn't happen. Well, I've said that, honestly, I probably said that on like 2 other ones too, and it just didn't happen either, so I think it's a me thing, it's not you guys.
Oh, God.
It's not what Ghost signed up for, that's for sure. Alright. Well, Peanut, I'll give you the option. Next division, there's only 3 left. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Madden comes out in 10 days. It depends on how much I like you guys on what I'm going to do.
Whoa.
There is a possibility that I would be able to score 3 copies of Madden on Thursday.
What's Thursday?
Thursday is the
17th.
Thank you. So that means I would have to leave work early, which is going to be like 3 o'clock, and drive to Los Angeles. So rush hour. I'm just not sure I want to do it, because if I don't do it Thursday, I'm not going to do it on Saturday. I'm not, because to me it's like, it's Saturday. The game's about to come out on Monday night, Tuesday. Like, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to do it, you got to do it Thursday. I agree.
You can't just get it now.
I cannot. So I believe they're going to get the game on Wednesday. And he said, I know you stream, so I'd be willing to set aside a copy for you for when they break the embargo. Probably still can't stream it, but I'll do some other stuff that EA can't ban me for. And, I would like test franchise and stuff. I can still record video with my capture card and still post it on YouTube and stuff, so I could do stuff for you guys. But if that's the case, I would be able to get 2 free copies. Now I'm going to probably give them away to guys in the league. I have a digital copy that EA is going to give me, but that's going to be for my stream, because that's what it was promised. So I don't know. If I do it, then I'll have 2 free copies, and I guess I'll have to figure out who hates me the least and make some arrangements.
regardless if you do this, can you go through the Raiders roster, take some screenshots for me, show me the development and all that?
The first thing I would do is go through in development, like find every player on the rosters and send it to everyone so they know these are your guys that are quick, these are your guys who are a superstar.
And show me Carr's cap penalty, because this is a big question mark in the league.
I actually know all the Eagles.
Cap penalty. That's going to be a weird one, because it's been discussed, and we're just going to say it's under discussion. There may be an amendment added to trading this season, but it's still
an amendment.
Well, I guess it's not.
Can you give me some insight?
I can.
The hell is an amendment?
For the
Are you talking about on Derek Carr personally?
All right, I'll give you 7 points in the next game.
You shading?
What?
You shading points?
Okay. It's illegal. Ain't no rules against it.
Are you talking about Derek Carr by himself or everybody?
What you mean?
There might be an amendment.
Sammy, care to speak?
After that, no.
Wait, I still need this insight.
7 points. I don't know if I should talk about it on stream. I should probably talk about it off stream.
We'll cut the stream. This
episode
was sponsored by Random Go Super Bowls. See you later.
Random Go Super
Bowls. I was going to leave it up to you, Peanuts. It's basically, what I was trying to get at is, I believe the embargo for EA is lifted on Saturday. I have to double check with my connection, but if it's lifted on Saturday, I'm off. I'm not going to say that I'm going to stream all day, because I shouldn't, but I could see me streaming a chunk of the day, basically like, hey, this is what I plan on doing, give me questions, give me things you want me to look for, and then stream it, so like kind of a Q&A thing. But
you should do some share plays in the party chat on PSN with the league. Let's all get a little crack at it.
Or I could just give a copy to someone and they could do share play.
Bro, you gotta ship that crap. That'll take a few seconds.
That will take a few seconds.
Well, if I get it Thursday, technically, not to put my job on blast, but I could... I'm sorry, Goldie, but you're way too far away. That's not gonna happen. You said UPS, sorry, wrong chat. Like, yeah, if I send it to you, you might get the game after we've already had it.
Goldie's on?
He's in the...
Yeah, it's like
he's on
7 a.m. in Germany. Time to work.
Okay.
Goldie, if you want, Ghost can leave the stream and Peanut can leave if he wants, but if you want to hop in and chat for a little bit, since, I did kind of... I didn't really blow you off. It's just the timing is really bad. I'm the one that stays up the latest. Like, usually I'm saying good morning to you every day because I'm still up. If you want to,
actually, I'm up all the time too.
That's true. You are. I see you on PSN. But
5 a.m.
next 3 divisions gonna look like schedule wise. Like, I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to do 3 divisions and then kind of have like a final like playoff prediction? Or 3 divisions and just I don't know. How would you like to round this stuff out?
3 divisions, of course, for sure, and then I don't know. It depends on when we do it. Like, because at that point, if you had a game, everybody's going to be heavy on the gameplay. So we should knock out 3 divisions. Not even so much the playoffs, because I don't feel like we can knock out a whole nice segment on just playoffs. Oh, I guess we can do the matchups and everything. But
you should talk about, like, predict who's going to win each award and who's going to lead the league in each stat and all that.
No, that's not a bad idea right there.
Okay. Because I don't want to put any words in anyone's mouth, but if the game comes out the 22nd, this is just me thinking. I feel like we're going to start... August 31st, September 1st. Like, that's just me thinking. I don't know if that's what BX and Profit and the other admins have in mind, but I feel like we'd probably, like, I feel like you'd want to wait and see what the game has, and also see when they plan on releasing not necessarily the day one patch, because they'll have a day one patch, of course, but what's in it, and when the next patch is coming. Because remember last year, we could hit R2 and tell if it's a run or a pass, and that had to get patched first before we could play.
That's goofy still. I don't understand how that passes through.
Lazy, cheap. So, I don't know. So I'm kind of thinking, 'cause if that's the case, then we could just save it from that, like the playoff one later, because then we'll have time with the game, and then kind of sit down and kind of give our impressions, and then just talk about that. What division do you want to do next? I'll leave it up to you for that. There's your division, of course, the NFC North, and the AFC South.
I'm from knock up the LFL for the AFC.
Okay.
I say you go north, south, east.
Left for the AFC, girl.
Hurry up and end the stream so we can get this insight, though.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Cut the stream. Have a good night, morning for you, Goldie.